Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Portsmouth's very own welterweight contender. It is, of course, Mr. Mikey Mckinson. Mikey, welcome back on the show, my friend.
Thanks for having me back.
It's always my pleasure, Mikey. So we last spoke back in January of 2023. It's been a little while. How have things been since then, my friend?
Things have been good since January. I've had January 23, so that's 18 months ago. Yeah, I've had 3 fights since then. I've stopped 2 of them.
In a row.
Yeah, so yeah, just putting a few more doubts to bed. But yeah, things are going well. It's been a slow 2024. It's been a very, very long year for me with no date. But we've got something now. Obviously, it's huge. It's something I've known about since back in May. It was just about getting the date. Then it got pushed back a little bit. Then it got delayed a bit more. But finally, we got a date, October 19th. And yeah, can't wait for it.
Absolutely. We'll get to it in just a moment. In the time that we haven't spoke, like we say, you've racked up 3 wins. I do just want to cast your mind back to May 24th of this year at York Hall. Your brother Lucas boxed Casey Benjamin. Yes. What a brilliant fight that was to watch, Mikey.
Yeah, it was great, him stepping up to welterweight. So not only did he step up a weight class, he also stepped up levels in fighting Casey Benjamin. And I think he was 3-1 underdog with the bookies, and yeah, he turned up and completely ruined the script. Boxed really well for 9 rounds. The last round was a bit horrific. But overall, yeah, fair play on him. He got a great win.
It was a great win. It was a great fight. But yeah, the last round was a bit mad, as you say. You know, he's been so underrated, I think, Lucas, in his career. I'm hoping that was maybe a bit of a breakout win. Obviously, you say moved up in weight, moved up in levels. It was a great win.
Yeah, I've been saying it like a while now. Him moving up to welterweight would be the best thing for him. He used to get down in weight, but you know, I know his performance would be better at a higher weight. So now he's up at welterweight. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of success for Lucas.
Good stuff, good stuff. Back onto yourself. You're talking to me live from Philadelphia. What's brought you out there, Mike?
Like I said, it's been a long summer. We were actually out in New York about 8 weeks ago. And then when we were out there, we was getting good sparring and stuff. And then I got the call saying, it's been pushed back. The fight's been pushed back. And then it got pushed back again. But so it's been kind of like a long camp. I've been able to rest better. I've been able to pace it better. But obviously, as we're getting closer now, big shout out to my sponsors, HSBM, for sending me back out to the States. Me and my dad are out here in Philly, getting unbelievable sparring, as you can probably see from our social media. But yeah, it's been great. We're only on day 2, and it feels like I've been here ages.
What was the sparring like in New York as well? Did you spar some big names down there as well?
Not so much big names. Like a lot of fighters that people probably won't ever heard of, but it was unbelievable rounds. A couple of real good prospects coming through as well in the States. Yeah, I sparred a Wu Nahir Albright, who boxing fans over in the UK may have heard of. He boxed Keyshawn Davis last year. So when I was out in New York, I got some rounds with him. But yeah, obviously out here in Philly, day 1, turned up to Ennis's gym with my dad, and I did 6 rounds with Boots. Not only 6 rounds, they do 4-minute rounds over here. So straight into the deep end, but unbelievable experience to be mixing with Boots, and it's only gonna help me develop. So yeah, it's great.
Now, this is so interesting because obviously, you know, Boots and Virgil Ortiz were for such a long time linked and talked about. You've now sparred Boots.
I know what you're going to ask me.
Yeah, go on.
I know what you're going to ask me. Obviously, I've shared a ring with both of them. Both great talents. Both huge, both strong. But I just feel the difference is the skill set that Boots brings, because he's got everything else. He's got as much power as Virgil. He's just as big as Virgil. But he has a lot of skill that comes with it. And both unbelievable fighters, but I just feel like Boots, probably the best fighter I've shared a ring with.
Wow, that's massive. That is massive. Well, there you go. You can't get higher praise than that. Talking of the gym, obviously Bosey's gym. What's the gym like? Is it old school? How does it compare to the UK gyms?
Yeah, very old school, as you could imagine. Bosey's dungeon, as they call it. But I've only been here 2 days. Yesterday we turned up and I managed to spar. Today I was just working alongside Boots, and yeah, it's good. Sean Porter was in there today. Great experience being out here and learning from great fighters. And like I said, it's only going to bring me on.
And how long are you out there for, Mikey? Just because, obviously, I'm assuming that it's probably not the most ideal situation to be sparring, obviously on a completely different time zone. As part of someone else's camp when you've got your own fight.
Yeah, well, I will be out here till the 6th, and then back home, taper, and get ready for Tulani and Mbenge. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, let's talk about that. You'll be boxing Tulani and Mbenge October 19th, as you say, at the Copper Box, as part of that Adam Azim O'Hara Davies undercard. What do you know about Mbenge, Mikey? I've known about him for a couple of years. Decent fighter,
yep.
Not a big name.
Yes, not a big name. He's obviously held the IBO previously. He is ranked above me in every organisation and every ranking that I can see. So he's definitely a world threat. He's tall, he's rangy, he's strong, he's slick. He's a very good fighter. And he's obviously operated at this kind of level before. His 2 defeats have come in Paris against the WBC number 1 Sissoko over a split decision over 12 rounds. So, as you can imagine, he won that fight. And then the other one, I think, many years ago, he lost in Germany to Formella, and you can kind of see what I'm going to say with that one. Boxing Formella in Germany, you have to knock him out to win, don't you? So you can argue the case for both of his defeats, razor thin in the guy's home countries. So yeah, he's definitely the hardest opponent I would have been in the ring with, other than Ortiz. So yeah, it's good to be back at this level.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when he stopped Miguel Vasquez. That was probably the sort of time I first was hearing about Mbenge. Obviously, a big puncher. Yeah. Not many people. He defended
the IBO when he stopped Miguel Vasquez. So it's a title that he's aiming to regain.
Yeah, exactly. And like you correctly said, the 2 losses were very close in his opponent's backyards. So yeah, are we going to see? Well, I don't want you to give nothing away, but obviously, he's a big puncher. Are we going to see sort of those smooth boxing skills and maybe not such a come forward aggressive style that we've seen in a couple of your last 3?
Listen, I'm over the last few fights, I've shown that there is other sides of me if needed. But people got to remember as well, I've always got that IQ if needed too. So it's good to be able to show I'm not just a one-trick pony. Whatever it takes to win, I will do. I'm out here preparing with the best welterweight on the planet. So yeah, I mean business.
And I wanted to get your reaction as well. We've kind of flown through everything really here. I wanted to get your reaction, of course, to the weekend, man. Joshua Dubois, what did you make of it? And what should both men do next, Mikey?
Do you know what? I went up there as well. Because I thought I was going to have boxed by now. So like, me and my girlfriend, we went up to watch. Unbelievable show. Riyadh season is really changing the game. And fair play to Dubois, 27 years old, going there, big underdog and knocking out Joshua. So props to him. To be fair, walked through him. Like, do you know what I mean? From the very first bow, stuck it on him and walked through him. So fair play to Daniel Dubois.
Yeah, brilliant win. What do you feel both men should do next, Mikey?
I don't know. Obviously, it depends if Joshua activates the rematch clause, doesn't it? There's obviously the big fight in December between Usyk and Fury. So Joshua Dubois really deserves the winner of those guys. So there's lots of heavyweights. Like in the top 10, you look at the top 10 and they're all worthy for fighting for the belt. So there's lots of big fights out there for Dubois now, and he's deserved it. Where Joshua goes from here, who knows? Who knows? Like, but there's big money fights. The heavyweight division's unbelievable for names, so it's big fights from both.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a bright future for Dubois, and it's question marks for Anthony Joshua at the moment, I feel.
That's it. No one knows, only he knows. Do you know what I mean? One of those.
Yeah, and like I say, still a massive name, of course. Just before we wrap things up, Mikey, I just want to throw it back over to you if you've got any closing words that you want to sign out with. Like I say, it's always brilliant having you on, and it's just a shame it's been so long. It's my fault.
Yeah, it's mad. Been 18 months, but obviously it's been a slow year. So big up my sponsors for sticking with me without any fight news. Big up to my supporters and my people at Portsmouth as well for really showing love and coming out to support me for this fight. I'm really got my head down at the moment and really putting in the work. So you'll all see the sacrifices pay off on October 19th.
We cannot wait to see you in the ring again at this type of level, Mikey, believe me. As always, the pleasure's mine. Thank you for your time. Best of luck for that date, and we'll speak again soon, my friend.
Brilliant. Thank you.